somebody who's not, we kicking you out. I got kicked out, man. I went to 3 different high schools. Then I went to Letcher. They kicked me out of Letcher. So I said, forget it. I went to the block. I was selling stuff in high school. I used to have hot dog stands all around the community. You know the hot dog stand they have in New York on the corner? I had them at 18, 19-year-old in Pittsburgh. But I would gamble, drink, all these things, man. I didn't know. When I got in recovery and started spending time with God, like I said, I got with God. God was giving me information. But I had to participate so I could experience impartation. But he had something for me. I believe God does what's best for the group. And I look back and say, if I wouldn't have spent time with God, man, I could have short-circuited some of you guys' lives. He used me to touch lives. And I'm not trying to take all the responsibility, but God is calling us for a purpose, man. I didn't know he was calling me for that. I didn't know when I was pushing that lawnmower in the community, putting it in the back of a jitney, man. I wasn't doing it to start a business. I was doing it because I was trying to survive. I really was. I was trying to survive because I was paying child support because I was a deadbeat dad. When I got clean, my daughter was 7 years old. I was a deadbeat dad. I ran the streets. I wasn't taking care of nobody. Then when I first got my job, Ray will tell you, child support, I had to went to court, I was making $6 an hour. They was taking 55% of $6 an hour. Everybody was saying, dude, you crazy, you should quit, man. Oh, you know anybody give you a package because they know you're a hustler. And I said, dude, I'm not selling dope no more, man. I'm not selling dope. I said, I'm going to trust God. And I was trusting God when I couldn't see the results. Ray could tell you, I would open up my paycheck and say, Ray, open this, dude. And at that time, I'm working for a landscaping company. He was breaking our back. This dude didn't care. I mean, he's breaking out. Something I think I'm too soft for my business. This dude broke our back. And my paychecks would be $80, $90 every 2 weeks. Ask me how I survived it. Only but God.
Yes.
And I'm speeding this up a little bit so we can get to the party. But it's but God, and it just blows me away. You talk about a guy that said F you God and lived like I meant F you God. For God to say F you, James, I got some grace for you.
Yes.
I don't mean to F you. I'm not saying don't take that out. I'm saying God said forget you, James. I got something for you. Like Pastor said, I didn't know he was crushing me to get the pure stuff out of me, man. I didn't know I needed to be crushed. I didn't know there was stuff inside of me. And I needed to go through the crushing, man. I really didn't know that. I really didn't know. But I strived with my eyes closed. And I refused to quit. I refused to go back. I wanted to be a better father. I wanted to be a better friend. I wanted to be another husband. I wanted to be a better son. I wanted to be a better everything. And it didn't matter to me. I wanted people to trust me, man. Whew. So, back to this. She told me pastor wasn't coming. I keep telling her, leave my pastor alone. You're going to have him not answer my calls when I come. I get pastor to come here. Leave my pastor alone. I'm cool. I'm not even calling, go sit in his garage, go in the back. I'm good with that one. Because she loves me and she knows how I feel about you, man. And she told me, she said, pastor said he'd be out of town, he can't come. So I was like, cool, babe, do me a favor, don't bother him no more. Don't bother. If he ever want to come to me, he can call me and say he's coming. It don't matter, it don't even got to be occasion. Because I love him that much. He let me be a part of his life, man. And that meant a lot to me, them guys. And, so when I say you come in, it's like, wow, because I've been at Mount Airs for 15 years. And God used this man to change my life around. Y'all talk about the business and stuff, and that's all good. I believe that's an extended blessing. But the internal part, the part that want to change, to stand on character, to be a friend, to live with integrity and dignity, and stick with commitments. And I will listen to him talk. When I started at Mount Air, I had a blue pickup truck. They used to tease me and call me Fred Stanford. I had a blue pickup truck with lawnmowers in the back. I used to come to church with my suit on and my pickup, my work truck. And they laughed. And I would just go to church, and I just kept listening to them. And as years went by, things started changing. Business started growing. My personality started changing. My joy came back. My love came back. All this stuff. And I started saying to myself, damn, I wish there's a way that I could bless this dude. I would go to the church and say, I want to do volunteer and do all the landscaping at the church. I'll pay for it out of my pocket. They would never call me back. And there was nothing wrong with that because like Scripture says, in the fullness of time, God deals with his own timing. And God knew I wanted to pay for it. I said, I got to show a way to give back to this right here. Because I understood Narcotics Anonymous is the bomb. But I believe it's a bridge to get you where God really wants you. Now, this ain't and bottled inside that I love Jesus Christ, man, and it ain't F you no more. And I love him not just for what he can do for me, but how he inspired me, empowered me, and I don't take advantage of it when he gives it to me, man. Yes. And I just love that. I love him for giving me multiples of chances, not just another chance. Multiples of chances, man. And so I would sit there in a pew, and I went through a divorce, and while I'm going through a divorce, I mean, he would be saying something. I'm like, how do he know what I'm going through? I was blown away. So eventually, I met my wife now. And we would be in church, and I'm like, hey, Tag, I want to do something for them in this church. And she's like, don't worry, you're going to be doing this landscaping one day. And I'm like, I ain't saying to her, but I'm like, shut up, you crazy. You know what I mean? He said, he don't need nothing, you know what I mean? I'm like, she's crazy. Everything she told me came to pass. My house had to burn down for us to get close. But let me tell you something. It's like, man, I don't want to start preaching, but I'm telling you, I just can't help it. It's just, all things really do work together for the good. But you got to love God. It says, for those who love the Lord. And then are called according to his purpose. He had a purpose for me. And it was so powerful how I met them. I don't know if any of y'all know this. When I first started going snowplowing, I used to walk. I used to shovel parking lots with a shovel. But people used to say I was crazy. I did it with a shovel. And then, man, you crazy. I said, man, if I'm going to grow, I got to keep pushing, man. I said, nobody's going to give me nothing. I don't have no credit. I don't have no money to buy a truck with a plow. I don't even know how you do estimate with a plow. I used to do the Kingsley Center in East Liberty before it moved over by our church. It used to be in the East Liberty Mall behind Citizens Bank. And I would shovel the whole parking lot with a shovel. They came and said, do an estimate, we need the parking lot. And he said, I gave him a price for it, and I'll be out there with the wind and cold doing it every day. Every day. And I remember forget, Jerry and them get to test of this, and I promise y'all, 3 minutes and I'm done. Sound like my pastor, and I'm like, I'm done. They teach me all the time. I'll say it 12 times. But God be so good. It's hard to wind it down, man. You gotta get with God. It's hard to wind it down. It's so fulfilling. That's why when stuff go wrong, you don't punk out on a feeling and go kill yourself, or when you ain't got no money, because God is in you and he will hold you. But so after that, I started waking up in the middle of the night because my spirit kept saying, you know, go get a truck with a plow on it. And I'm like, this ain't making no sense. First, my credit ain't no good. There's no way. I don't even have no parking lot contract. And my spirit kept telling me that over and over. I'm like, this is crazy. And I remember saying to Ronnie, my spirit keep telling me to go to the dealership, ask them for a pickup truck, tell them to put a plow on it, and I'm going to pay no, but my credit ain't no good, and I think it's stupid. I don't even have no parking lots, Ronnie. I don't even know how to bid on the job. He said, Ollie, you better trust your spirit. I went, they gave me the truck with the plow on it. A week after I got the truck, it snowed like crazy. I was going around just taking, here, give me $20, give me this, give me that. And then my spirit said, go down there to Pilgrim Baptist Church and tell them you want to do their life for free. And that's how I started, man. And I'm saying that to say, it opened the door. God used my businesses to open the door to touch so many other people's lives. My cousin Jimmy talked about it being a hub. It opened the door for me to have a daycare to be able to come. We can have men's meetings and people to change, man. I mean, it opened the door for me to be there for my pastor after he was being there for me. And it's an honor. It's an honor when I do stuff for people. It's just such an honor. And I just can't believe it, man. And now I take care of Mount Maryland Baptist Church. And Ray will tell you, when I send them over, I'll be like, do this, do this, do that, do that. Don't miss this, don't miss that. So I'm like, I love it. It's such an honor to be living this life, man. To be able to live both sides of life. So, you know, I thank y'all for all that y'all gave to me today. Thank God for the 20 years. The other thing I thought about it, I'll never see 20 years again. Yeah. So I'm going to celebrate this like I'll never see this again. It's not going to happen again. I don't plan on relapsing, but if I relapse, ain't no way I'm getting, I ain't living to the 89 years. I don't want to be here. You know, God got my room together. I ain't trying to be here 89 years. You know what I mean? But this is such a blessing, man. It's such a blessing for all of y'all to come out, celebrate this. We celebrating the journey of 20 years of going through it, and no matter what, not getting out. No matter what, standing on the principles of God. No matter what, trusting God. And this is my honest last thing. When our house caught on fire, we lost everything. It was one TV that got saved, and there was a picture that me and my wife had got. We always travel, and every year we go to Baltimore for the African American Heritage Festival. And there was a picture that we bought years ago, And after the fire, the picture got saved, but we didn't realize. We opened it up after we moved back home. We had that, baby, they saved this picture. And then the picture that was saved was it's a man on one side of the mountain and a woman on the other, and they're both blindfolded. And they're like stepping out on faith like this. A man and a woman blindfolded, stepping out on faith. And the hand of God is down there at the bottom. Now, we've been hung, what, 4 or 5 years? And it didn't dawn on me till I think last year when Shayla came to the house and we were all just kicking it in the living room. And I said, wait a minute. I do this all the time, even at home. I'll jump up and start talking. My wife would tell, I love God. And I said, babe, look at this picture. Like, what? I said, the hand of God. And I never knew. We always think of God's hand right there to catch us. But the hand was in the water, not above the water. Wow. And I said, babe, the hand is in the water. And the picture shows how the waves are like this. It's probably 20. And you can see all that. I said, God wants us to jump in. Because it wouldn't be faith if his hand is just right there and you don't feel nothing, you don't go through nothing. Amen. And I said, that's us. So now, he asked me, what's one of the most things I've learned in the 20 years? I said that no matter what, Phil, God got us. Yes. He really do. I just have to change my perspective on how I think God is supposed to take care of me. Yes. That's where the struggle be, thinking how he's supposed to do me. I can't see my hands. He does, man. And the picture is powerful, and that's the life I try to live. And again, I say, thank y'all, man. I am so honored. Thank y'all.
Love you all.